What's going on, and welcome to my quarter three market recap for the Temecula real estate market. My name is Christopher Moody. I'm a local real estate professional and investor based out of Temecula, California, and I'm super thankful that you are tuning in to join us on our quarter three market recap. So let's dive into it. You won't believe some of the exciting news that I have for you. Over the last month alone, our city has seen a jaw-dropping 6.22% increase in the median home price. Now, let that sink in for a minute because that translates to a remarkable quarter-over-quarter increase of 3.48%, bringing our median home price out here to Temecula to $759,900. Now, that is an all-time high for our area. So let's dive a little bit deeper into these numbers because you might be wondering, what does this look like for me if I'm considering a move or a purchase in the next year? Well, let's break it down a little bit. On a purchase, for those with excellent credit, which would be about 740 or above, and a 20% down payment, we'd be looking at roughly a 7% APR, which translates to a payment of $4,801, considering HOA fees, property taxes, homeowners insurance. So all in all, not too bad. But what does this look like if we're coming in with a lower down payment, say 5%? Well, the APR jumps up to roughly 7.7%. And when we include mortgage insurance, the monthly payment climbs to a staggering $6,256. That's roughly $1,455 higher than what it would be in that 20% down scenario. Now, let's put this into perspective for those that might be looking at, do I rent or do I buy? Well, if you were to purchase in this scenario, that's roughly $2,400 per month more based on a rental rate of $3,850. Now let's look at the numbers just a little bit more closely to determine if this is a good investment at this time if I only have 5% to put down. So say I had an additional $70,000 lying around, which would be my down payment as well as the additional housing costs for the year, and you invested it wisely and got a 15% year over year growth, that same $70,000 would grow to $83,720. Now compare this to the alternative, purchasing a home with an assumed 4% annual growth rate. That $70,000 investment would grow by $31,612. And that is nearly 10x the return you would have seen from the 15% annual growth rate on that $70K, because we're leveraging the market value of the home, aka bigger numbers. Now, bringing this back around full circle, does it make sense to buy right now? The math might be convincing, but ultimately it depends on your individual circumstances. If you can comfortably manage the increased monthly expenses and have a solid investment strategy, it might be worth considering. Additionally, with the buying season upon us and inventory continuing to shrink, the real estate market remains dynamic. And for sellers, this means that it's still a favorable time to sell, but you need to be prepared for the winter market. So the key takeaway here is that the decision to buy should align with your unique financial goals and strategy, and real estate is just one piece of that puzzle. So what does all this talk about home prices mean for us here in Temecula? Well, the numbers are speaking very loud and clear. Our average home price out here in Temecula currently stands at $873,721, which is an impressive 2.75% higher than we have ever seen out here in Temecula. Moving on to another critical indicator, and probably one of my most favorite, is the list to close delta. Now, the list to close delta has remained relatively stable since the beginning of the year, and this suggests a robust and mostly balanced market. However, in the recent weeks, we've witnessed a slight increase in the negative list to close delta. But here's the key takeaway here. The change is mainly due to older inventory finally finding buyers, which aligns with the rising median days on market for closed sales, now sitting at roughly 14 days. Next, let's dive into seller concessions. So seller concessions have remained relatively steady with a slight 3% increase quarter over quarter. And as for inventory is up about 6.25%, which isn't really a significant jump. However, we did observe about 8% fewer started transactions and about 5% fewer closes over the last quarter. So what does this all translate to? Well, the fewer transactions started and the fewer transactions closing result in increasing weeks of inventory, which we are currently at about 11 weeks. In essence, Temecula's real estate market continues to show strength and resilience with record-breaking home prices and a balanced market. A slight uptick in the negative list closed delta is a reflection of older inventory finding its place in the market. And while inventory has increased slightly, it's important to note that the market dynamics are still favorable. As always, whether you're looking to buy, sell, or invest, it's essential to consider these factors and align your strategy with your unique goals and circumstances. So what is the bottom line here for what we've been seeing and for where we're going? The market has been showing signs of tightening, but there has also been a notable decrease in buyer activity. So if you've been contemplating a home purchase this year or next, I would say now is the time to get your ducks in a row and start shopping around. And if you're planning to sell, as I mentioned earlier, be ready for the winter months. It's crucial to have a clean and effective strategy in place to walk away with top dollar quickly in the real estate winter. And remember, I'm here to help you navigate this dynamic market, whether you're looking to buy, sell, or invest. Feel free to reach out to me if you need assistance or guidance. Together, we can definitely make the most out of the opportunities that are available in the ever-changing world of real estate. And that wraps up our Q3 market recap. Thank you again for tuning in to deep dive this last quarter with me to see where we were and where we were going for the winter months. Now, if there's any topics that I covered here that you'd like me to dive a little bit deeper into, please leave a comment below and I'll be sure to personally address it. And until the next video, keep smiling.